Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for catching up with us in the middle of the winter. But we're going camping. You can't tell, other than us not being in the truck. If I didn't tell you it was winter, you wouldn't be able to tell in terms of that we're going winter camping, other than someone being in a Alaskan parka over here.
It's warm.
Yeah, but it's warm in the car too. You're gonna overheat.
Take it off.
What are you doing?
The end part has a downhill, so know how to brake. Beware.
Yeah, so it's like sleeping on an ice cube?
Because it was the last night of Fire and Ice.
But nothing against Americans. That it's just weird how you guys wear your shoes in the house.
That's hundreds of pounds of snow falling on top of me.
It's really nice and warm in this little scenario. And these are where you get sleds. At night it's going to get so hot in here that I don't think that would be an issue. Oh my god, it's like a sauna in here.
With the wind chill, it's minus 37.
It's freezing cold out. There's no other way to say it. It's freezing cold out. It's March 1st. It is, the car is showing -9, but that's not taking into consideration the wind chill. That's not taken into consideration we're going up north, and this is -9 here in the city. So up north there, let me see what it says, because it should tell us. Yeah, up there right now is -14. So
that's not with the wind chill.
No, that's without the wind chill, and that's the daytime. One of the activities we want to do is go night skating. Some of us. I'll tell you about that later. So yeah, so it's really going to be cold, but it's the first time we've ever done that. We've got a cabin at Arrowhead. I didn't even tell you where we're going. We're going to Arrowhead Provincial Park. One of the cabins there, the heated roof accommodation cabins. And
so is it really camping then?
Yeah, I guess it's camping.
It's outdoorsy anyway.
Yes, it's outdoorsy, and it's at a provincial park, so I guess you can call it camping. So come with us. We're going camping. There you go. Thank you. You did all right.
Hold up. Now do what you do. Get loud. Go ahead, get loose. Get down to business. Tell everyone nothing's off limits. You can have anything you want.
So we are here at Arrowhead Provincial Park, the visitor center here. We have to get our keys for the cabin here.
You can have anything you want.
Okay, so we are here. We are cabin 200. Now, cabin 200 is the very, very first one here, closest to the public washrooms and also closest to the skating trail. There is no parking for here, and it's the furthest one away from the main cabin parking. But I spoke to the workers, because the workers are right over there. Spoke to them, and they say what a lot of people do, they just park the car where I have mine, that are at 200, and they just walk up here. I think I'm gonna have to put my boots on. This is site 200, and we're gonna go check it out. This is our home for the next 2 days. It's cold. Okay, turn that on first things first. First things first, turn the heater on, because it's gonna be cold. Probably turn it. No, that's off.
It was already on. Oh, I feel the heat.
Turn this, crank it. Is it? Mm-hmm. Feel heat? Okay, we'll turn it back. And then we can turn that on too. Are you gonna blow us up? And she started. Took about 30 seconds, but it started up. So now we just have to wait for this to warm up. So on the wall, when you first walk in, there's two remotes. One for the ceiling fan, which I just turned off there. We don't need it, probably in the summer. And then this one is full. This remote is for the fireplace. It says don't press the red button, but you can turn it up or down from here. I guess the blower. And yeah, it has a little, tells you the temperature. Actually, it doesn't tell me the temperature. It's so cold in here, it's not showing the temperature. Also, when you first come in the wintertime, they'll have the windows open. Probably just to air the place out. So the first thing you want to do, if you want to keep the warmth in here, is close the windows. So cabin 200 is a very good one in terms of how close it is to the washroom and how close it is to the skating trail. But it's far from the parking. And also where you get the sleds to bring your stuff in. It's when I say far, it's probably like a 3-4 minute walk. So keep that in mind. If you can hand bomb your stuff and just carry it by hand and park where I showed you just now where I parked, then you're fine. Then you don't need the sleds. You just unload your car and then bring your car here afterwards and park. And these are where you get your sleds. You got to bring them back after you get them. And when you're finished, if you got a car that'll fit the sled, just throw the sled in there because you got to go back there to park anyways. So we're just getting set up here, and Julie brought up a good point. When it's this cold, like currently it's minus 14 up here, and it's just the daytime. And you know what? The place is heating up a lot quicker than I thought it was. It's not bad. Fans sort of going. I don't know. I guess we can make it where the heat that rises just comes down. That's on full, and that's kicking some good heat. But what we didn't think about, because these mattresses are like, well, how would you describe them, Julie?
They're just plastic.
They're plastic. Yeah, they're like a plastic lined mattress, which, you know, I get it, right?
Because they're covered in plastic, it's trapping the temperature of the cold.
Yeah, so it's like sleeping on an ice cube.
I'm gonna guess so.
Yeah, so we brought sheets. You have to bring linens and blankets and all that kind of stuff. Sleeping bags if you want, and pillows.
Electric blanket.
Maybe bring an electric blanket.
Which I have at home.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to spin.
No, don't. You're gonna break it. There's a way to do that. This isn't 1962 where you have to manually do it. Yeah, so my point is bring like maybe a heated blanket like Julie suggests if you have one, or just bring a secondary comforter that you can sleep on the bottom of, so the cold doesn't, you know, suck the heat out of your body as you're sleeping. But you know what? I also think we've only been here for about half hour or 45 minutes. I think as the room warms up, that'll warm up. I'm also thinking maybe we should not make the bed so quickly because now we're trapping in the cold. So Quentin, how cold is the floor?
It's so cold. Whenever I put my feet on it too long, they start hurting and aching.
So basically what you're saying is when you're coming winter camping, for these floors, you got to bring slippers or shoes. You don't want to wear your shoes in the house type of thing. We're not Americans, but nothing against Americans, but it's just weird how you guys wear your shoes in the house. But bring some slippers. Bring some slippers. Okay, come on. I'm going to give you an official tour of this cabin. Now, all the cabins, this is 200. I think there's 12 cabins or something. They're all the same. Some of them are mirrored, like the bunk beds might be on that side type of thing, but they're all generally the same as far as I understand. So, starting with the bed. It's got a queen-size bed, so when you're bringing linens and stuff like that, bring linens that'll fit a queen, right? This fit a queen. And this is a double.
Yep.
So this is a double, and up here, probably a twin. It's a bunk bed system here, so which is really cool. And the kids can get up with like a step up ladder here if you want to get up. So this is the bed system or the sleeping arrangements. Got a nice side table here with no Bible. Okay, well, whatever. Like I said in the other part of the video, wear shoes or slippers. Got a nice dining table. Bring your own tablecloth. Julie brought this tablecloth from 1960, and as you can see. It's good to have your own tablecloth. It's got 4 chairs, The fifth chair is over there if you need it, if you're a family of 5 or a party of 5, you've got a fifth chair over there. A nice little kitchenette here with a small little bar style fridge and freezer, and it has a top freezer. It's not big, but you know what? Considering all things considered, it's not a bad size. Microwave. Yep, nice clean microwave in there. And then some shelving units and stuff like that for food and stuff like that. A little bit of counter space. Shelving and stuff like that. You'll have to bring your own cutlery and pots. They do have a... Oh, they have a heater here. We were just saying how it's funny they have, and I'll show you over there in a second. There's 2 heat systems over there, like heat sources, but there's none over there by the bed. But you could use a space heater. It's one of these safety space heaters they keep in here. You can use it. So you've got 3 ways of heating. Let me show you where the heating is. Oh, by the way, if anything trips or anything, you've got a fuse panel there. Not a fuse panel. I'm aging myself. It's a panel. The lighting system here, all the light switches. Here, show it. All the lights go off, and they all go on. Like I said, when I first came in, they have a, this is for the fireplace control. This is for the fan. Outside too, quickly, like I said, there's a fan out there. And on the wall here, there is a control for that too. It's really nice and warm in this little solarium entryway. There's baseboard heatings on the ground there, as you can see. They come with a outdoor broom, some ice melt over there. It's basically some salt, another bedside table, some Adirondack chairs, some boot trays. There's one out here, and then a mat, and then there's another boot tray in here too. And the door, as you can hear, every time I close it, it's noisy because it's got good weather stripping here. Speaking about the heat sources, it's got the fireplace where I showed you at the very beginning when we first turned it on, and then an electric fire. This is electric, but it's kicking some serious heat. Actually, no, it's not electric. It's propane. Yeah, it's propane, and it's got a blower. Now, this is electric, and it's got a dial right here to turn it on. It's very, very low. The majority of the heating is definitely coming from the fireplace. This is very low. We noticed that there's hooks here, so we're thinking I wouldn't hang your coats up there. Out in the solarium there, that room there, there's some coat hooks right by the door, on both sides of the door. This is more for like if you want to dry your winter stuff in the wintertime, so things dry. I just wouldn't let it touch the grill here, but if you hang it up high enough here, like hats and mitts and maybe boots, it'll dry pretty good, because this is what I'm pretty sure that's what this is for. Smoke detector and CO2 detector there. Room and dustpan. Fire extinguishers. They're all your safety things. A smoke detector at the top of the roof there. So all your safety things in here, which, you know, they have to have because this is a rental space. If they didn't have it, you know, they'd probably get fined. A light switch here. This is an old oil incandescent lighting here. I'm just kidding. It's LED, but it's supposed to look like one of those old-fashioned lights. Pretty cool. And at night it'll probably look nice. And that's it. The fan, we found out it has at least 2, if not 3 different speeds for the fan. And all the...
Tons of windows.
Yeah, tons of windows. And I was just about to say, tons of windows, but let me show you something. Blackout shading. So at night and in the morning, you're not waking up at the crack of dawn with the birds. Every window and every door space here has the blackout shades, which is good. Retractable. Oh, this doesn't come down, but it has. Look at that. It has one of these new technology things called a nail. Yeah. So when you want this to be nice and dark, time for bed, you can make it nice and dark. And this is going to be our place for the next 24 to 48 hours. One more thing. And it's got a mantle. You can put stuff up here, probably also to, you know, as shelving and storage, but it'll also dry. It's high enough and away from the fireplace and the heat source that it's not going to be a fire hazard, but it can dry up here because, like I said, you can't tell in the video, and the video doesn't do justice, but this throws some serious heat. It's a small space, but
It's staying there.
But it's warm. It's very, very warm over here.
Put my bed in front of it.
Can you move the bed? I bet you the beds are nailed down. Because if you could, people would always move the beds here. Okay, One problem with this this heater, it throws a little bit of heat, but I don't know if you can hear. It's very, 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 very noisy. So you wouldn't want to sleep with it. And like I said, at night it's going to get so hot in here that I don't think that'll be an issue. One other thing we forgot to show you is, look at this, more storage in this little bunker thing, like a, what would you call it?
Bench storage?
Bench storage?
I just thought I'd mention coming into the cabin. Now, we never do this, so I have nothing to compare it to. The cabin's really clean and very well maintained, so that was a nice surprise.
How clean?
Spotless, actually.
Okay, so after that incredible tour and information, if you still have more questions and I haven't answered anything, in all the cabins right here is an Arrowhead Provincial cabin information pamphlet. Not even a pamphlet, a booklet. It says, please leave in the cabin, departure time is 10. It gives you everything. Another plus of cabin number 200 is they have a little back path here to the washroom. Washrooms are right there. And we are right here. Like at night, this will come in really, really handy. That you don't have to go very far to go to the washroom. It's literally 30 seconds. Now, as you can imagine, because it is winter and we don't have trailers where we have our own washrooms and the other washrooms aren't available, these public washrooms are very, very busy during the winter. Because the park is still open and there's still day use and stuff like that. So with day use and the cabins right over here and the skating and skiing and snowshoeing and hiking, yes, these washrooms are very busy. Now the good thing with the washrooms is they are fully enclosed, and as you can see, some baseboard heating here, they're fully heated. So that's good for the ladies and the guys, that the toilet seat won't be freezing cold in the wintertime. So we're gonna do the Stubbs Falls Trail. It is 2.1 kilometer loop, 45 minutes, easy to moderate. And this is what it looks like. You start at the bottom.
It's all around the water.
Go tall, yeah, and then you go over by the bridge, that's where the waterfall is, and you come right back down. So the good thing with this trail, and I don't know about the other trails, I'm assuming maybe with the other trails, but I can vouch for this one because I'm actually on it right now. They have tiki torches that light up the whole entire trail at nighttime. So we're not going to do that tonight. That's why we're doing it right now in the daytime. We're going to do the ice skating tonight, but this must look pretty scenic and pretty picturesque at night. We're here at Stubbs Falls. Nice little hike here. Like, we did this in the summer a couple years ago when we came to Arrowhead, but not in the wintertime. Obviously, this is the first for us. And you know what? This was a nice little hike. 2.1 kilometers. It took us maybe 25 minutes to just get here to the falls, and probably another 20 minutes to get back. So that's why I can see it saying 45 minutes. Nice little hike though. Weather's perfect. Look at the weather. No, when you're hiking, Julie says it's cold when it's not cold. No, sorry. She said it's cold, but when you're hiking, you don't feel it because you're moving around. Yeah, and it's so sheltered in here. Yeah, you don't get the wind. As you can see, all the snow still on the trees and stuff like that. Yeah, there's not a lot of snow or not a lot of wind that gets in here. So We tried getting one of these branches. It's fine. We tried to get one of these snowy branches, and we quit and pulled on the branch, and we'd take a picture as the snow was falling on them. Didn't come out as we planned. Oh my God. It's like a sauna in here. I told you how hot it's going to be.
You were right about everything.
Everything's warm where the cover's not on.
And where the cover was on.
But it's only because we have this in.
Yeah, that little thing made the difference, and not that. It is sweltering in here. Okay, I just checked the thermometer on the remote here. It's 82 degrees in here. That's like Jamaica hot. We had a rough winter in southern Ontario. With each cabin, they have a nice Weber barbecue, and has a unique way, at least unique in terms of, I've never seen it before. There's instructions here on the wall in all the cabins telling you how to use it, but I can show you quickly. There's a little thing down here. Sometimes it's attached to the cabin, they say, but this one happened to be right here. It's like a timer, and right now it's in the off position, and you just turn the dial. It has to go past 1, apparently, and then I just turn it all the way to 3, and apparently it's a timer for the propane, so that's a good idea, because once it goes away, it'll turn itself off automatically, so you don't leave it on by accident. Then there's more instructions here on how to do it if you want, but then just lift it up. The grill needs to be cleaned up a little bit, and turn the dials, and then it has a starter here. And it's that easy. Look at that. Okay, let's talk about the internet here at Arrowhead. Now, we've been here in the summer, and we had no problem with the internet where we are. We just went on the Stubbs hike there, the Stubbs Falls hike. We got internet, no problem. On my phone, and when I say internet, I'm with Rogers. So that would be Rogers, Fido, I think Freedom, I'm not sure, but Rogers and Fido for sure. I can't speak to Bell and the other ones, but Rogers, we had no problem. I have an iPhone, so it said 5G and it had 1 bar. I don't really go by the bars on the phones because in terms of how strong the signal is, because to me, that's not reliable. But if I can play YouTube videos or stream any kind of video or audio, stuff like that, browse the internet, send a text, no, that's decent internet to me. Whether you're needed for working, I can't say for sure. And like I said, the Stubbs Falls and all around there, the skating area, it worked fine. Here in the cabin, it's not that great in the cabin, so I don't know if something interfering around here in the cabin is like some kind of Faraday cage or something like that, or just where we are. You know, Arrowhead's a big park, so I can only say from the areas where we've been, it's fine. Where you may be camping, if you're watching this in the summer, or another cabin in the wintertime, it may not be working. But right here, for the most part, it's not bad. It's working pretty good. Except for here in the cabin. It's not working that good. So as I'm barbecuing, what's got me really concerned is this big mound of snow on the roof. Over there you can see that it's almost falling, like it's just frozen in suspension there. And this may fall while I'm barbecuing. It's pretty cold out, it's minus 14. But if it does fall, there you go. I don't know if you can see that. That's hundreds of pounds of snow falling on top of me right here. There's even a washing station here because it's winter and a lot of the taps are off and there's no water or plumbing obviously in the cabins. Here they've turned this area into a washing station right by the comfort station. Okay, time to go skating. We're here, Fire and Ice night. This is the, from what I understand, this is the last night for Fire and Ice. And you can tell, look how busy this place is. I'd like to say it's the busiest night, but I've never been here before. I don't know if they're all like this, but I suspect they're not. It's super packed.
I made it down the hill and I didn't crash.
I saved her.
You saved her?
Last time you crashed. Did you warn them? The end part has a downhill.
So know how to brake.
Beware. Practice your braking on the trail.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You might crash into the
I'm an
snowbank.
amateur, so. But at least I'm trying.
Well, there is a natural break. The snowbank.
Yeah, that. But then, yeah. I did that the first time.
And bust it off your jacket.
So we had a great night skating at the Fire and Ice. Tons of people, tons of fun. But it was cold, but we survived, and then we came back inside afterwards to warm up and did some family time stuff. Played a board game and had some fun, and then went to bed.
You have $450 Monopoly dollars.
The next morning, and the bed's pretty comfortable, but a little squeaky because it's a wooden bed. It's freezing out. This is the only part of camping in a cabin that I don't like. Just to go to the washroom or to brush your teeth, you have to walk. Now with our location, we're the closest to the washroom. I feel sorry for the other cabins that are further away. Like, it's freezing cold this morning. It is actually minus 30 Celsius, and then with the wind chill, just got a duck under there. With the wind chill, it's minus 37 Celsius. So it's pretty frigid tonight. I mean, today. I mean, it's only 8 o'clock in the morning. It's gonna warm up. So off to the washroom, you know, brush our teeth and stuff like that. And then get ready to check out. I think checkout's like 10 a.m. But I don't know how strict they are with it, seeing it's a Monday. Sorry, it's a Sunday. A nice little morning skate with nobody here. It's the complete opposite of how it was last night. And the ice is just perfect.
When life gets heavy, I get light as a feather, changing my mind like the Indian weather. Say a prayer for me tonight. Maybe I'm doing better, but it's gonna take a little time. It takes a little time, and I can hear the lonely night sing. I can hear the lonely night sing. My cold heart's turning as these headlights.
So when you come skating here, there's like little boxes, little cubby holes where you can put your property, like your boots and stuff like that. It's not secure and locked away, but nobody's going to take it. There's lots of benches and picnic tables, as you can see, and for beginner skaters. There's those little plastic aids for the young kids, or even the adults sometimes need it. And as you can see on the other side, there's lots of benches and seating area. Even when it's busy, it still seems to be room for everyone. And then, of course, when you want to warm up, there's a nice fire here. There's 4 fires, 2 over there, and then 2 over on this side. So plenty of room and plenty of amenities for everything. And the washrooms are just like literally just over there behind that hut. Okay, so we're wrapping things up here. We're just about to pack up and leave. It's our last day. But I figured we'd take about 5 or 10 minutes. I say 5 or 10. It'll probably be longer. Yeah, it'll be longer than that. To just give you guys our opinions and our quick review of this. This is totally unscripted. Julie's like, oh, we should like write stuff down. But you know what? This is probably better where it's just unscripted and just off the top of our head. That's how we're going to do it. I'm not one for scripts or stuff like that. So what did you think of... Now, we've been to Arrowhead in the summer. Mm-hmm. So what do you think of Arrowhead, A, in the winter, and B, the cabins?
Actually, I think it's a must-see and do, to do Arrowhead in the winter. I didn't really know what to expect. Being a very, very frigid weekend, I was a little worried, but it actually turned out to be a really good experience.
Yeah, when we say frigid, we're not kidding. It's like right now, it's minus 35 with the wind chill.
And it's too hot in this cabin.
And it's too hot because this fireplace behind us, hopefully you're not hearing the blower noise too much in the background. It's good. Even though you've got an adjustable thermostat on the remote that I showed you at the beginning of the video to adjust that, so it kicks in and out all the time, it's still hot. You have to play with the adjustment and stuff like that. But you know what? I'm not complaining. I mean, I guess we are complaining a little bit, but we shouldn't complain. No. We shouldn't complain. I mean, it's frigid cold out here. It's really warm in here. So
the point is, if you get a cabin, you can stay warm.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, it took about an hour and a half to an hour to get up to a temperature. So, which is good. When you first come in like we did, turn it on right away, and then you're unpacking. And bring the stuff from the car and stuff like that. And we went for a hike, and by the time we came back, it was like Jamaican here. So my point is, it's well insulated, and it'll do a family of 5 quite fine here. Like we're just, you know what? I was gonna say we're just a family of 3.
3 this weekend.
We at no time in the video did we ever talk about why Abby's not here. So not a big deal. Abby's growing up now, just like anyone that has teenagers knows that, you know, they grow up and they have their independence and responsibilities and stuff like that. She has a part-time job. Yeah. It is the weekend. She's got commitments. She also has her license. So you throw that into the mix.
And she has a vehicle at home.
Yeah, she has a spare vehicle. So she had to stay home for work commitments, but also I don't know if she would have loved this cold
environment. Like she doesn't mind winter. I mean, she's grown up in winter, but it's like really cold for her. So I don't know.
I think she would have enjoyed it though.
Yeah, she would have probably, but that's why she's not here. Sorry if we didn't mention that from the beginning. We should have. So that's why Quentin, he doesn't have a job, doesn't have his license. He's here. He has no choice. He's in the background there. So yeah. So getting back to the cabin. Yeah, I thought it was great. Like I said, it's nice and warm. It's spacious enough. We've had friends that rented other cabins at other parks, not provincial parks, but private parks. And this is a lot better. Let's just say, yeah, it doesn't have running water. And this morning, you saw when we had to go to washroom to brush your teeth and get ready and stuff. And it has no separate rooms either for like a family getting dressed, changing. It's a little cumbersome or Houdini-like.
I just brought my bag to the washroom with my toiletries and did it there.
Yeah. So little pros and cons and little things you have to work on, but it's really at the end of the day, it's not a big deal. And when you rent these in the wintertime, I forgot to mention, you have to rent them. It's a 2-day minimum. Or 2-night minimum. We were supposed to come up. We rented Friday, Saturday. We were supposed to come up Friday. Things came up that we couldn't come up Friday. Else we would have had our 2 nights here. We would have been, if we'd come up, we would have been unpacking in the pitch black. So that was a good thing. We came up early Saturday morning. So we're here 1 night. 2 nights or even more would be even better, I guess, depending on your schedule. What was I going to say? Oh, in the summertime, this must be pretty cool in the summertime. Probably pretty warm.
Yeah, Clint and I were saying how we would like to stay in one of these in the summer.
These are very hard to get, these cabins. Let's just say in the winter, it's like, if you're watching this and you're an avid Ontario camper, you know that any reservation at an Ontario parks is hard to come by most times of the year. It's like, I joke with my friends, it's like winning a lottery. You know, you get on there at 6:55 a.m. the morning of, and you get everything ready, you sign in, and then you wait for 7 a.m. on the dot, and then it's like you press that reserve button. It's like winning a lottery. If you do, and if you don't, then you're disappointed. But this is just as hard for the winter. I mean, it is basically the end of February, early March. We came up here March 1st. Today's March 2nd. We wanted to come here early February.
We did.
That was our original intentions, and we kept trying, and we just couldn't get a weekend. And the only weekend we stumbled across is this weekend, and luckily we did, because it was the last night of Fire and Ice. What was I lost my train of thought about the cabins. So renting this in the summertime, I can imagine it'll be
way harder.
Well, I don't even know if you could get harder, but yeah, like Julie says, it'll be hard. So 5 months in advance, all these kind of things you have to plan way in advance. What did you think of the Fire and Ice and just the amenities around, the winter amenities around the park?
Oh, I think it's perfect for enjoying winter, actually. It's a perfect place to come. Even if you can't get one of these cabins, I would come back and get a nearby hotel or stay at Deerhurst and come over here for the Fire and Ice, specifically in the hiking. It was stunning. The Fire and Ice was awesome. The trail was great, and we really enjoyed that.
And we did see that. When we first came and to check in, we got up here around noonish. And we had to check into the visitor center, like you saw in the video. You were commenting how busy it was.
Oh my gosh, there was cars and tons of people.
Yeah, it was just lined up. There happened to be, and the guy didn't tell me, but when I was checking in, there was some guy in front speaking to the guy checking people in that worked at the park. He was saying something about there was some tournament or some race. Yeah, it was a race.
It was a cross-country race.
Yeah, I think it was a cross-country race. So, not to say they'd always have that. I don't think they have that every weekend. So, maybe it wouldn't be busy like this every weekend, but it was still busy. It just
Fire and Ice was packed.
It packed. And speaking of Deerhurst, like you were saying, while you guys were skating, another thing I never mentioned, and I'll mention here, while you guys were skating, I was overhearing a lot of people. It was just so packed there. You can hear people's conversations. And a lot of people were saying that they're from Deerhurst or other places, which makes sense. I mean, I said to Julie, there's probably, I think, 12 or 15 cabins here, and then another probably half a dozen campsites where you can plug in, and I did see a couple trailers. So the park is open, but it's not fully operational in terms for lodging. So the amount of people that were here, obviously, they're day use people that are coming in and paying the day use fee to use the skating rink or the park facilities and stuff like that. So yeah, people are staying elsewhere, whether hotels in Huntsville or, like you said, Deerhurst. Deerhurst is an amazing place, and there's lots to do there. Speaking of which, what one of the things we wanted to do in our videos this year is also talk about nearby amenities to all these parks. Now, this we didn't really touch on because it's Huntsville. I mean, Huntsville is usually we go to these up north places or small towns, and they have like that exactly small towns with different things, and you have to find things to do, and that's what we want to bring you this season. But Huntsville, it's a pretty big town. I would almost want to call it a city. So there's tons of stuff. We didn't
get to explore it this time.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is we didn't purposely make a thing to do like key points of what to do in Huntsville or nearby.
Well, no, I did.
Arrowhead.
In the event that we came up for
then
48 hours, I made a little list of things to see and do.
Oh, do you remember anything in your head off the top of your head?
Well, for ice cream, which is very important, there was Belly's Ice Cream Shop. There's a couple of breweries and a couple of really nice cafes that you could visit.
For winter?
Yeah, there's an escape room. There's an axe throwing place. These are at Deerhurst, I believe, which anybody can access.
Oh, there you go. Okay, so I was going to say Deerhurst, and I know...
And skiing.
Yeah, what's that? There's a resort, ski resort in Hill, right by...
Hidden Valley?
Is it Hidden Valley?
I'm pretty sure it's Hidden Valley.
So there's lots to do around here, and I'm glad you mentioned it and you researched it. I didn't. Only reason, like I said, because it's Huntsville. It's a bigger town, if not city, and there's lots to do here. Plus, Arrowhead is such a big park. There's lots to do here too. But in the event of rain and stuff like that, if you come summer or winter, those are some of the things.
Also mention you can rent snowshoes and cross-country skis here.
Yep, snowshoes and ice skates. I'm not sure about the skis, but
there's a place called, I think it's called Algonquin Outfitters in Huntsville that you can rent skis there.
Okay, good. See, she did her homework. I didn't. This is all, we're just winging it. But the other elephant in the room, if you've been watching and you're wondering why, like the whole Abby thing, is I didn't go skating. No.
Sadly.
Yeah, sadly I didn't go skating. Julie went and Quentin went, and it's not a big thing. I can't skate. No, I'm kidding. I can skate.
You're the best skater out of all of us.
I just, long story short, and I don't want to get into it, I had an accident 2 months ago, just before New Year's, where I hurt my calf muscle, and I recovered. Like I walk fine now. It took a while to recover, but I'm still doing physio and stuff like that. So I didn't want to re-injure it. Apparently, from what I've researched and talking to my therapist, skating uses your calf muscle quite a bit. So I didn't want to, like I said, I'm on the perfect road to recovery and I'm doing everything right. I just didn't want to re-aggravate it or re-injure it. We have another trip planned, which you may or may not see. I don't think you'll see, where we're going out of country for a week of family vacation in like 8 or 9 days. So I didn't want to take the chance. If we didn't have that trip, I would have probably chanced it that if I did re-injure myself, I could, it would be a setback, and I'd not, maybe hopefully not start over, but it'd be a setback and I'd be on the mend again. But with this trip coming up, I didn't want to take a chance. So that's why Quentin skated and
enjoyed it.
And and Julie skated, and I just, erred on the side of caution. So that's why. If you're wondering, why this Asian-looking guy can't skate or didn't skate, it has nothing to do with that. Okay, so let's wrap this up. So
I just have to mention one thing.
Okay.
Not to take away from the Kohl's Lou review, but the washrooms here are fantastic. I especially enjoyed it in the winter because one, they're clean and you know, very tidy considering how many people have been through this park. But they have heaters in there. So in the morning when I had to change and, you know, do my morning routine, I wasn't freezing cold. So that was a very nice thing to have in the winter.
Yeah, and that's what I was thinking yesterday too. Is like touching on what I was talking about earlier, how there's such a huge influx on a daily basis from outside patrons coming to the park. Because remember, in the summer, yeah, it's probably holds more people in the summer, but if you think about it, a lot more people have like trailers with washrooms and stuff like that, and they're coming and going. So I don't know. I would fathom the guess that it's probably busier here on a day like yesterday. Washroom facilities and the staff, great service.
Very impressive.
How they're cleaning it.
The water's
and they're
warm.
on top of it.
Hand dryers were warm. They were clean. Heaters in there. Perfect.
And with all the snow and slush being trekked in there, yeah, the floors weren't slippery. They were mopped. So yeah, they were nice and clean. So yeah, no, good take on the cleanliness of the washroom. And we mentioned earlier the cleanliness of
the cabin.
This cabin.
Very.
Yeah, and they did a great job. I mean, it was freezing cold, but they do that. They do that to air it out. Just like when we leave, they'll probably air it out. Not that we smell, but they do. Okay, let's wrap it up because remember I said 5 minutes. I knew it wasn't going to be 5 minutes. Yeah. So this is a typical. I guess I could say a typical trip to Arrowhead in a log cabin. I don't even know if it's called a log cabin. A cabin, a roofed accommodation in the winter. Go online if you want to do it. I mean, really, I don't know if they'll have any reservations now by the time you see this, by the time it's edited and put out. But for next winter, if you want to do it in winter, and like I said, I think these are open in the summer too. But easily 5 months in advance. That's the maximum. 5 months in advance. If you don't, you won't get it.
And Fire Ice ends at the end of February, so keep that in mind.
Yeah, if you want to do the Fire Ice, which is really, really cool, as you saw in the video there, it's really, really cool. So thanks for watching. We will catch you on the next one. Don't forget, I mean, we have other trips planned between now and then, but our big, you saw the last series there when we did our 10-day trip back in 2001, 4 years ago, when we did all around Georgian Bay. And we stayed at 3 or 4 different parks. We have another one coming up. This one is Lake Superior and Lake Michigan. We're finishing off our tour of all the Great Lakes. And that's coming up. We were supposed to do it last year. Things didn't work out. We're doing it this year for sure. By hell or high water.
For sure.
Hell or high water, yeah. Well, we're planning to. So that's coming up. Everything's booked. Everything's planned. Siri, I'm in the middle of this. Thanks for watching, folks. We'll catch you next one. Bye-bye.
Feels like I've known you my whole life.
Okay, let's all make noise for a second. So, Quentin, how cold is the floor?
I'm drinking water.
Okay, don't move the
I wonder what's
door.
in that.
So,
Can you come inside?
So, Quentin, how cold is the floor?
It's like...
Hold on. Mom walked right into this.
Content.
We don't gotta stay friends forever. We can cross that line together. Find love, baby, never say never. After all this time, I just want to take a step in a new direction. I wanna tell you what I failed to mention. We can fly a couple of birds of a feather. We don't gotta stay friends forever.